I didn't actually.
And we are live.
I didn't actually read your articles yet. I
That's
figured I'd do it right before the stream.
live.
But we're live now.
Hopefully we're streaming the right video.
So I see you put my opinionated topic at the very tippy top this week, since we skipped it last week. Unless you have something to say
I
about
just
it.
put everything else below it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Lifehacker wrote an article that's not really an article because it doesn't contain really anything but 3 paragraphs of fluff.
And then a list of apps.
Yeah. There was an article I saw that was really cool, but I didn't want to read it, so I wrote article too long to read, but sounds cool with the link. PhotoCut. It's a really cool product, but I think they did it wrong. I think if they should have done it the right way from the beginning, and they shouldn't have cheaped out. Disney Plus may not work on your device.
Boo-hoo.
I didn't realize people were that into Disney Plus yet.
It's not come out yet.
Oh, they're just already
Yes.
telling people it's not going to
Yes.
work on their device.
And then last week we talked about the Google Pixel 4 coming out. So it was actually released, and we have the official prices and some of the specs and that kind of thing.
Woot woot. I'm excited about this one. Google Maps rolling out more traffic alert types,
Yep, more similar to what Waze has.
which is always good.
Steam is doing something cool. Local multiplayer games online.
So
Yes.
locally in like a global sense.
We'll talk about it. It's kind of interesting. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, in a galactic sense, you're next to each other.
Yeah.
Fortnite is the U.S. favorite game after Minecraft, of course.
Well,
I
we'll
am
see.
the entirety of the U.S.
The Internet Archive has added 2,500 more DOS games to their website.
That's pretty cool. AMD lawsuit over how many cores their CPUs had,
Versus how many they say they had. Or said they had.
which is always a fun thing to explain to a customer.
Yeah. Smart home may be spying on you.
Your smart home is spying on you.
I guess we've already talked about that a little bit.
It's definitely spying on you. Your phone can be more human than you.
Yes, I did see this article as well. Kind of creepy.
You wanted to ignore it. You're like, no,
Yeah,
let's not talk about
pretty
it.
much.
Let's not talk about it.
Pretty much. I also saw this next article. NordVPN had a breach, as did possibly some other VPNs.
Which is hysterical because I was going to ask you after the stream about some VPNs and how I can do some stuff on the internet.
Okay, yeah.
And then I saw this article. I was like, great. Maybe we're not doing things on the internet anymore.
No internet.
No, just turning it off. Just flipping the switch at the pole.
Are you obligated to tell your friends and guests your house is smart because it's spying on you and them?
Yes, you are. End of topic. League of Legends. Pretty popular MMO game. You've probably heard of it if you use the internet. Owned by Tencent. Also against Hong Kong. But what's not against Hong Kong? We're skipping one article. Make this segue.
Okay.
Tim Cook.
Ah.
Tim Cook's against Hong Kong.
Yes.
Maybe, kind of. He's not really
Probably.
for China. He's just working at a college in China.
In China.
And then we're going to back up the articles. If you thought Pokemon Go was dangerous and it was killing a lot of people, Microsoft is knocking them off the map left and right with this new idea, which I think is super cool.
It'll be fine.
I think this is super cool.
I haven't
though.
actually seen this article yet.
There's a really good video.
And then we also got some critiques from viewers over at TechNibble. So we'll share those as well. They're valid tech critiques. So.
They're very valid.
Yeah.
There's no arguing that
Yeah.
we can't improve there.
No. So thank you for those critiques. Starting off up at the top. The Lifehacker article. Oh, interesting. So this was an article from Lifehacker. Last week we had some extra articles that we didn't have time to go over, so we pushed them to this week. And this article from Lifehacker has some Android apps that are just adware hiding on your phone that you should remove.
So the thing that I found hysterical about this article is it does tell you these apps but then nowhere in the article does it tell you how to find the apps. And that is what the first comment. So we scroll all the way down here to the comments. Okay. Simon, no information about either how to find them or remove them. Is this just an ad?
And the first comment?
Yes, it is an advertisement for adware apps. Yeah, I think I don't think you can assume that your reader base is smart. I think it's...
And some things don't appear on the list of apps either. Yeah. Like I found that if you install some widgets, like widgets are the things that go on your home screen. So like if you have a clock that appears on your home screen, that's a widget. And that may not necessarily appear in your app list. Or some wallpaper apps, you have to get through them from sneaky ways. So maybe these apps listed on this article are also hidden similar to that. But I'm sure you can just go into your storage and find them somewhere.
I read this I agree with the comments.
Yeah.
It's like they almost written the article. But then Lifehacker has a great article later on tonight. So, I mean, you can't win them all. Did you read this article too long to read, but sounds cool?
Not really, no.
All right, let's skip it because I have no idea what it's about. PhotoCut. I saw this product. It's a really, really cool idea. So PhotoCut will let you make your own vinyl records. And basically it's just like a record player, but it cuts the vinyl. So that you basically plug in through a headphone jack or a USB, I believe. And then it will play the song and it will cut as it's playing.
Okay, so instead of the needle riding over it and playing music, it has digging into the vinyl and actually removing, material for the grooves and... Okay, gotcha.
It's really cool. The thing I don't like about it is that it's not like... here it is. For comparison, this is longer than a 7-inch record. It's a weird-sized record, from my understanding, but shorter than a 12-inch LP.
Okay. I wonder if you can...
It's a 10-inch disc. I would imagine you could put it as long as it spins the right speed, which I don't know enough about records, but I think it's pretty universal speed standards. Yeah, the device's diamond stylus cuts the waveforms from an external source into blank 7 or 10-inch vinyl discs. But I think this would have been way cooler if they did the full 12-inch disc.
Yeah.
Because that's part of the...
nostalgia.
Yeah, part of the nostalgia is that you get the big disc with the big artwork, and it's the high-quality, lossless. And I think if they made it 12 inches, it would be so much cooler.
And it looks like this is on Kickstarter now. And let me see how much money they've raised.
Oh, well, that didn't bring us where I wanted.
Nope. Yeah, I mean, I guess cool for nostalgic reasons, but for me, practically, I don't see it really taking off.
Because I mean, like, I have like the 3 or 4 favorite artists, but like I listen to all their songs all the time. It's one of those like, oh, I like you because of the way you sing, your voice, and the instruments you play.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be really cool to have vinyls of those. And even if they don't make their own vinyls, it's not the fact that it's high quality, lossless or something. It's the idea of the tangible that even if a hacker gets into my computer and ransomwares my drive.
I guess there's that.
It's like the physical, tangible copy, like, this will outlive me.
Yeah, that's true.
But, I mean, MP3 will probably outlive me too, so...
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, I would do it for like 3 or 4 artists.
Mm-hmm.
Just be like, I have this. But yeah, I saw this. I thought it was really cool until I was like, not full-sized.
The price is going to be $1,000 for the cutter and about $10 each disc, each vinyl.
So do you think you could use the cutter as almost like an Etsy store product and sell custom vinyls for holidays? holiday season.
As long as the design revolves around a circle.
Well,
you mean like that, or
no,
actually
like,
cutting out vinyls?
Oh, my significant other really likes these 6 songs.
That's a good question.
And you can make a custom mixtape, but on vinyl with a big artwork.
Legally, I'm not sure.
Legally, it doesn't matter. It's about how much they love you. Love has no laws. And Disney Plus may not work on your device.
Yep. So apparently it has something to do with digital rights management. So Disney is saying that Disney Plus will not work on Linux, Chromebooks, and some Android devices because of the digital rights management requirements. So digital rights management, for those of you who don't know, is a way to kind of prevent copying content or saving content and sharing it to other people. So I can't have a Disney Plus membership and just record all these shows and stream them back onto YouTube, or
You could with just a screen recorder. But
that's what I'm yeah. If it's going to be on Windows, you can just screen capture it the same way that we're screen capturing his computer right now.
Yeah. And audio capturing is even easier than this.
So I'm not sure why Linux, Chromebooks, and some Android devices were targeted.
Yeah.
Whereas it's really easy to do on Windows. You can look up how to record your screen on Google and easily find a Windows solution.
So with the tinfoil hat mode on this,
Yes.
do you think it has anything to do because Android and Chrome OS are Google, and Disney is partly with, it's not Tencent, but Disney does have something with China, right?
I'm not sure.
hearing
I
about
don't
that.
think that has anything to do with it.
With this
So
case?
in the article from Lifehacker, it mentions that Disney Plus uses the Widevine DRM, or digital rights management. And I actually looked up Widevine just because I was curious. And Widevine, let me see if I can find that article. It says Google's Widevine DRM tool. So I don't know if Google owns or built Widevine, but Disney Plus is using Widevine, which may or may not have been built by Google. So
Okay.
I don't think that has anything to do with it.
I
Although I'm surprised they're not compatible with Chromebooks.
Which is really weird.
If Google, yeah. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, I just looked it up. It was ESPN, which is owned by Disney.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's kind of like a weird family tree thing. But yeah, I doubt it has anything to do with it. But it'd be weird to find out that it does.
Okay, yep. So Widevine was purchased by Google in 2010. And they have 3 sets of standards, like level 1, level 2, level 3.
Yeah.
And some devices meet all 3, such as Windows apparently, and some Android devices. But some Android devices, Linux and Chromebooks, don't meet all 3 of those guidelines. So that's why Disney Plus won't work on those devices.
That seems more realistic.
Yeah, so definitely a bummer if you were interested in Disney Plus.
And I think this might actually hit a lot more people, maybe, because it might be the cheaper tablets or cheaper computers.
Probably
which
so.
is ones that kids would own, which is who would be watching Disney Plus.
Yeah, hopefully.
On the other hand, it's kids who own Apple products.
Yeah,
it's
true.
one of the two spectrums.
Yeah.
Google Pixel 4, is it under $300?
No, not even close.
Not even
So
close.
as we mentioned last week, it did come out at the $799 price point for the base model.
For the base
Yep.
model.
The Pixel 4 with 64 gigabytes of storage, and then the extra large costs $100 extra, or upgrading to 128 gigabytes also costs $100 extra. So if you get both the XL and the 128 gigabytes of storage, then it comes out to just under $1,000. Reading through this article from our friends at The Verge, you can actually scroll over that image and just move it left and right. Yeah.
Oh.
It's kind of neat.
So Pixel 4 is on the left, and
Yes.
iPhone 11 Pro is on the right.
Correct.
And they're both on Zoom 8. Our
Yes.
faces over.
Which is very zoomed in, especially
super
for
zoomed
a
in.
phone.
But I think that's the idea, is to see the pixel
Yes, and the
difference.
quality is actually pretty good on both of them.
Yeah, the only reason I like the left more is because it's so bright. You're able
Yes.
to darken it back down.
Yes, you can easily darken something, whereas lightening it up can
Yeah. But
be
then
problematic.
yeah, because like her hair, is there an easy
It's
way to do
just
this?
totally in the shadow.
Yeah, there's no detail in her hair with the left, but in the right you can see plenty of detail. On the other hand, it's so blown out white. I can't point.
Yeah.
It's so blown out up here with the white, where this
True.
is all just cropped off.
Yes, like the blue sky looks nice there, and whereas there you just
Yeah.
do white. But yeah, reading down on this article from The Verge, they listed some bad things such as the battery life, which we also discussed last week, and the lack of an ultra-wide camera. So if you're a selfie kind of person, it may not work great for you, or if you like taking wide-angle pictures.
I'll say I don't take wide-angle selfies, but I do like the wide-angle pictures,
Yeah.
just so that I don't have to move so far back.
Yeah.
It's the laziest of reasons.
So instead of having an ultra-wide camera, and instead of having both, they put on a telephoto camera, which is 2 times zoom of the
Okay.
normal zoom, which is cool. But nowadays, there's no reason they couldn't have just thrown 3 cameras on there,
Or 4.
like everyone else seems to be doing. Yeah.
Why stop with 3?
The good things that The Verge listed were face unlock, 90 hertz display, and then the telephoto camera. They said it had a good camera, but the video quality wasn't as nice as the photo quality.
With all their photo comparisons between the Pixel 4 and the iPhone 11 Pro, it seems like the only difference is white balance, really.
Yeah, they seem to be pretty similar. You can definitely go over to the article on The Verge if you're interested in buying the Google Pixel 4 and compare them. But yeah, in my opinion, they were pretty
They're both very well
Pretty good,
done. Yeah.
Google Maps. We've talked about Waze a little bit, and one of the nice things about Waze is that you can report road status things.
Yep.
So if you see a speed trap, you can report it on Waze and say, hey, there's a speed trap, so everyone else knows there's a speed trap, or you can say, hey, there's an accident here, or things like that. And that is moving to Google Maps now.
You can
as
do
well.
a debris in the road, too,
Yeah, so like,
which is crazy helpful for some people.
yes, if there's a car, yeah, especially if you're on a motorcycle.
There's a bush in the road.
Yeah, a mattress fell off a truck, or there's
Yeah.
a tire here, or, yeah.
So, oh, go back. In this little video, it shows a bunch.
Yes, and as far as I can tell, it appears to be only when you're following a route.
Okay.
At least.
Yeah. Slow down, speed trap, crash. That was the top 3.
Yep.
Oh, there it is. Slow down, speed trap, crash, construction, lane closed, disabled vehicle, object in road.
And some of these they already had. Like, I think that.
Speed trap.
I think speed trap and crash they already had. Maybe slow down. But I think the construction, lane closure, disabled vehicle, and object on road are all new to Google Maps.
So the one thing I do like about this is how big these buttons are. There's only 3 in the line,
Yes.
which makes it a little safer to use your phone while driving.
Yes. And actually, if you scroll up a little bit, we can go through watching this little video. So you'll see there on the right somewhere, there's the
Yeah.
button that you press.
Yes, this one right here.
Yep, so as you're following a route, if you just tap that button, then the screen will pop up letting you select one of the types of road hazards or statuses.
Yep. So the one thing I still hate about Google Maps, they still need to change it, is auto rerouting for a shorter travel. Because I'll sit there on my bike in the parking lot, and I will choose the road that so it'll give you like 3 options. Like, I don't want this one, I don't want this one.
Yeah.
This one's close enough, and I
Yeah.
know where not to turn to make it auto change. And I'll be riding, and then all of a sudden my path just changes where it updates, and my gloves are too thick, and it gives you 4 seconds like this continue right over here.
Yep.
to say, no, I don't want to change my path. There needs to be a way to auto turn off rerouters.
Yes.
Unless there's a major traffic thingy.
Because if you're driving a car, it's one thing to reach up and tap it.
Yeah.
But if you're on a motorcycle,
really
maybe you can't
hard
take
to-
your hand off the bars,
It's
or
really hard to
you
take
have a
your
glove
glove
on.
off.
Yeah, while you're riding, yeah.
Because the glove's so thick compared to my sausage fingers.
You're going to have to get some touch-sensitive gloves.
It's really hard to hit a screen while riding. Might be my lack of skill. There's very well be that. But it would be great if I choose a route. It stays until
That
there's a
route.
crash or
Yeah.
an incident, and it gives you some type of audible warning, not just rerouted. That's my only complaint.
Yeah. Steam's new beta takes local multiplayer games online. You read that right. So this reminds me of the days when you'd go over to your friend's house and
Friends.
play Xbox in front of the TV.
Oh, that's a lot of code. I hit too many buttons.
Hit F12.
That's too late.
That works
There
too.
you go.
So the way it works is it seems to be kind of themed after that whole sitting on the couch playing video games with your friends.
This is pretty cool artwork.
Yeah. So the way it works is only the host has to purchase the game.
Which is probably the best part about this whole thing.
Yes, instead of all 4 players or however many players. I guess it could be more than 4 or less than 4. I shouldn't have discriminated against 4 there. Sorry, 4.
You'll get a letter. Don't worry.
Yeah. Only the host has to purchase the game, and other users connect remotely, obviously, and only need a controller. And then it also said, this article from Engadget said, or keyboard and mouse with permission. So maybe it's controller by default, and then you can allow people to have mouse and keyboard. Because a lot of times mouse and keyboard can be a lot more precise than controllers.
I wonder if it can also do things like Control-Alt-Delete or something and mess with Windows.
Possibly.
Until it becomes a non-active window, and then it might not anymore.
Yeah. And I haven't seen which games this will come out for. Obviously, it's only going to be certain games.
I wonder if it will be certain games, or if
It's got to be.
or if Valve found a way to make it for all multiplayer games. So, like, if it is local, they found some type of
I guess it could be all multiplayer
private
games.
network
Yeah.
that's not through Nord.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
But yeah, it's definitely really cool.
And another cool thing is it's cross-platform.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
So, at least it said for Mac.
Yep, you can play across
didn't mention
computer
Linux.
platforms. A Mac player can join a Windows game, for instance.
And voice chat lets you yell at players as if they were there. Always a plus.
It's like hang out with your friends without having to hang out with your friends.
Yeah. Virtually.
Oh.
Fortnite.
So you play it a lot.
No.
You've
Actually have played it once.
You've played it
It
once.
was pretty bad.
That's once.
I was
more.
pretty bad anyway.
Oh.
So, this article from over at PC Mag says that Fortnite is the United States' favorite video game. So, they found some kind of search data. I'm sure you can do it through Google search, and found the most searched games by state. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And then they created this
So it's just the most searched
image.
game.
Can I share that image?
Yep.
Yeah, the most searched game in each state. Not necessarily the most popular. Which is kind of interesting because one of the other games that appears on there is Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which doesn't release until the 25th or 26th. I'm not sure.
It actually appears twice, at least.
Yes. So a game that's not even been released yet is a state's favorite video game.
It appears
So,
a lot.
Yeah, so the accuracy here is somewhat questionable.
But they played the old version because it's cheaper.
Yeah. But looking at the map,
Yeah.
you can see that Fortnite is by far,
So it's just the most Googled game.
yeah. And then over on the West Coast, they've got Dota 2, Counter-Strike Global Offensive up in New York, some Rocket League.
So I like how Red Dead is in some of
in
the
the
flyovers.
Midwest. Yeah. I thought that was interesting as well, because I haven't played it, but from looking at it, it seems to be kind of.
So I am gonna play it when it comes to PC.
Okay.
If it comes to PC.
But yeah, so it's official, guys. Fortnite's the
Most Googled game.
yeah. Speaking of games, I guess we've been talking about games for a little while. The Internet Archive has added 2,500 more DOS games to their playable database. So back in 2015, the Internet Archive, which is, if you've ever been to archive.org, it saves like old versions of websites.
It saves like all my old business websites. It's really cool.
So if you need to go back and find data from your old websites or images or something
just,
like that,
yeah, have
they're
a
on there.
mental breakdown.
Yeah.
How time's passing by.
Yeah.
That's the place to go.
But they also host a lot of DOS games now.
So I didn't know that.
I didn't know that until reading this article either.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and in the doc, I also included a link to PacMan.
Is it DOS games because it's past that 20-year whatever copyright thing?
I'm not sure, because the article also mentioned games that were shipped on CD-ROMs may take longer to load just because there's more information on them.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure when the kind of widespread usage of compact discs was around. I don't know if that was before that 20-year mark or
I have no clue.
or how those like copyright issues get worked out. But
It's really cool.
yeah.
I really hope that it's not all built on Flash.
Yeah, that's a good question. I didn't get a flash pop-up when I tried to play PacMan, which is a good thing. But yeah, some kind of online emulator on their website, which is kind of neat. But yeah, if it's built on Flash, it'll only be around for another 2 months.
Yeah.
Well, month and a half now.
It's creeping up fast.
Yeah. 2 months, 2.5 months-ish.
That's really cool. AMD lawsuit.
I think last week we talked about AMD. You were saying that your next system might be AMD.
Yeah.
This may make you rethink that. We'll see.
So this is back in their FX days, which is when they were doing a lot of other crappy stuff.
True.
I'm hoping the new Ryzen is a new AMD. Proposed settlement has AMD paying customers of 8-core FX CPUs up to $300, which by the time every person who bought an FX CPU collects will be about 10 cents a customer. That's usually how these work. So do you know the difference between a core and a thread?
Ish. Not really.
Not really?
Not really, no.
Okay. Cool. So like a core is like the actual, it's like a physical, tangible core.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it past that. I wonder if I can find an image.
Like the actual,
Yeah.
I guess, silicon.
Yeah, it's like the whole circuitry chip thing. CPU core is going to pull up the wrong
The
image.
actual electronics.
Yeah. And then from my understanding, a thread is during the alternating switches.
Okay.
So like to process each bit is like it ticks, which is like the 3.6 gigahertz is 3.6 billion ticks or flashes or processes a second. Yeah. A thread can do it like in between the flashes. If they're not as efficient as my understanding.
Okay.
We're going to double check this, but that is my understanding of it. But it's like trying to process with the spare. And some Windows 10 PCs still show like an 8-core CPU has 4 cores, 4 threads, or 6 cores, 2 threads. Or it would always be 8 threads, but 6 cores, 8 threads. Or
okay.
So some are hyper-threaded or multi-threaded. Here's a paragraph on text citing, if we want to read it. How do CPU cores and threads work? CPU cores are hardware. Understood that part.
So that's the actual electronics.
Yep. They do all the heavy lifting. Threads are used to help the CPU schedule their tasks more efficiently. If a CPU doesn't have hyperthreading or multi-threading, that's the same thing. Hyperthreading is trademarked by Intel, so multi-threading is the universal term. The task will be scheduled less efficiently, causing it to work overtime to access the information that's relevant for running certain applications. Doesn't really tell you what it actually does. So one core can work on one task at a time. Multiple cores can help you run different applications more smoothly. And then today, they made it so programs can use multiple cores. So instead of one program using core 1, one program using core 2, one program using core 3, and then core 4 sit empty, program 1 can use all 4 cores and be done.
So it would be done in a quarter of the time, essentially, in theory.
Yeah, theoretically.
Yeah.
Multiple cores help you run different applications more smoothly. If you're planning on running a video game, for example, it'll take a number of cores to run the game, while the other cores can run background apps like Skype, Spotify, Chrome, or whatever else you might be running. Multi-threading just makes processing more efficient. So this doesn't tell you anything besides it's more efficient. But yeah, I've always thought of the threading as it's like a beat in between, but I'm not 100% on that now.
Okay. Anyway,
yeah,
if you have an AMD FX 8000 series, definitely look into that lawsuit. You might get like
not much.
$35 it says in this article.
Yeah.
Ish. But yeah, hopefully Ryzen is a new leaf from AMD.
Yeah, no. This really doesn't put me off AMD. It's still them getting caught up on their mischievous days.
And that brings us to
the best part of the night.
Sponsor Spot. This video is sponsored by Nephew Tech and Jmart Media.
Still being sponsored.
Yes. Maybe NordVPN can sponsor us. Your smart home is a spy.
So, did you see this one coming? Or did this hit you out of the blue?
I had no idea they were listening to us.
Not a clue. See, I thought it only listened to me when I talked to it.
Nah.
ALEXA and Google Home abused to eavesdrop and phish passwords. So it's not Google or Amazon doing this, which is the scary part. It's like, well, it's scary either way. But they both approved apps that made it so your device listened and recorded more than it should have, from my understanding.
Oh, so you can install third-party apps on your devices, and those third-party apps can also listen to you. Are they asking for your password?
So I think it's just talking. Like, hey, honey, what's your Facebook password? I think it's just
overhearing it like that.
The malicious apps have different names and slightly different ways of working, but they all follow similar flows. A user would say a phrase such as, hey, ALEXA, ask my lucky horoscope to give me the horoscope for Taurus. Or, okay, Mr. G-Man, ask my lucky horoscope to give me the horoscope for Taurus. The eavesdropping app responded with the requested information, while the phishing apps gave fake error messages. Then the apps give the impression that they are no longer running when they, in fact, silently waited for the next phase of the attack. Oh, and then they have videos. You want to do a video?
Oh, yes.
It's 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Ooh, that's long. Actually, that's not long.
So she says the activation word. Oh, so it actually shows what's happening on screen here. If I stop moving my mouse.
On the left side.
Yeah. So she said the activation word, give me a random integer, and the stuff doesn't disappear. And so it's I just talked to an apparently normal action on my Google Home device.
So is it still listening to her?
Yes. So I believe it's still listening to her, and this is what she's saying.
Okay.
So she activated it, and the app let the thing do its thing, and then the app stayed activated.
So it's as if saying the command word or activation word activated the app.
Yeah.
And gave it access to listen,
For
but it
7
never
minutes
stopped
or
listening.
something. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
That's what it looks like.
Sneaky.
Smart. Props.
Oh, and then what happens is, as the app is still running, reading further down on this article, it says, after about a minute, the app uses a voice that mimics the one used by Alexa and Google Home to falsely claim a device update is available and prompts the user for a password for it to be installed.
That's smart.
And then you either enter in the password or say the password or however it does that, and then it goes to that third-party app because the third-party app is still active. So the third-party app activates, pretends that it's finished, but it still continues and pretends to be Alexa.
Yep.
And then gets your password. Wow, that's sneaky.
So don't install apps on your smart home. Don't connect your smart home to the internet. Oh, man. So you saw this article and skipped over it because you're like, what normal person would want to talk about this? I do. We're going to drag this show out all night long. Phone case created out of artificial skin. For if you're very, very lonely.
Or very, very weird. No offense to any weird people, I guess. I don't know.
A team of researchers has built a prototype phone case that mimics human skin. I just wanted to let you know that this is like a real thing that existed.
Yes, I saw the article.
Cool. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Not really much to say about it. I think it's kind of cool. So you pay for NordVPN, right?
I do, actually.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
What a fool. NordVPN reveals server breach that could have let attacker monitor... Wow, that's a weird sentence. NordVPN reveals server breach that could have let attackers monitor traffic. It's over on The Verge. But NordVPN, it's a virtual private network. It's supposed to be a middleman to keep your data secure. And you pay for it. So it's like a service that's not free. And they got, what's their word? Breached. They got breached. And a bunch of your personal data is now... Wow, you actually have NordVPN.
Yeah.
After tonight, are you still going to have NordVPN?
Oh, yeah.
When your subscription is over, are you still going to have NordVPN?
Dude, my subscription's not going to be over for a while.
Oh, you get it for free, don't you?
No, I got 3 years worth.
What?
It was like $3 a month.
Fool.
Yep. So...
So do you also have Tunnel Bear?
No. NordVPN says that one of its servers was breached in March of 2018, which was quite a while ago, and keep in mind that they're just announcing this now, which is kind of...
This is an isolated security breach.
Yep, so what happened was it had something to do with the actual data center that their servers were in. And NordVPN says it was limited to a single server, and somewhere it mentioned where it was.
The flaw was limited to a single server. NordVPN says the data center installed a remote access system on the server, without telling the VPN provider.
It was in Finland, which is interesting to me that it's Finland.
So you might be safe.
Yeah. And it also said that the server, which was located in Finland, did not contain activity logs, usernames, or passwords.
So what did it contain?
But the attackers would have been able to see what website users were visiting during that time. Although the content of the websites likely would have been hidden due to encryption.
Huh.
So one nice thing about NordVPN is I believe they're based out of Panama, which does not require storing any data logs or user logs. It doesn't require logging user data.
Okay.
Legally. So
That's one good reason to have them.
yes, that's one reason that, well, that's the reason Nord is based out of Panama, is so they don't have to save users' data. So they don't have that data to get
Hacked.
leaked. In theory.
Breached.
In theory, yeah, which in this case, some of it got leaked out, but
Okay. It's not bad as I thought.
yeah. But it is interesting that they kept it quiet for
That long.
that long.
But
And of course, they said that they wanted to make sure everything was secured before they mentioned it. And
I was about to say, do you think they should have kept it quiet until they made sure that the threat was finished?
I don't know. You don't want to announce a vulnerability before you make sure it's
Before you have answers on how you fix it.
yeah.
So
So
that's the first question is,
yeah,
when will my data be safe?
yeah.
So you love smart houses so much that you have a smart house of your own.
Do I?
You don't know about it.
I don't know about it. Ah, sneaky.
But would you tell your friends if you did?
I don't know.
This
Do
is
you tell your friends that you have a smartphone on you when you talk to them?
So this is over at Lifehacker. I couldn't care less about the entire article, but the topic got me interested.
Yeah.
So that was going to be my second thing, is that I have my phone sitting right here.
And in theory, it could
Be
be listening as well.
Which it kind of does. It probably is. We're not going to. It was probably listening. So how would you feel if you were at a friend's house, living room talking, and then their smart home chimed in on them?
That'd be weird.
I can't stand smart homes. I hate them with a passion. I don't think you should be obligated. The question is, are you morally obligated to tell house guests about your smart devices?
Yeah.
Because at this point, you pretty much just assume that everyone has a device.
Everyone has a smartphone at least.
Yeah. So everything's always being recorded, always.
Yeah, I think that's safe enough to assume, yeah.
Yeah.
Generally don't talk about anything that you wouldn't be comfortable.
Streaming over 4 platforms.
Yeah. Yeah. At least if you do want to talk about something like that, don't talk about it with your phone in the room.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about it.
Yep. Do it in the mall.
Yeah. Where there's background noise. Back to gaming.
Another Tencent owned gaming company, League of Legends, censored one word out of a video and people spotted it. So they were doing this little video thingy, and they censored a word. What was the word? This one, I'm not going to try to pronounce it. But apparently it has something to do with Hong Kong.
Okay.
And League of Legends is owned by Tencent, which is a Chinese company. It's the same way. That's how Blizzard got in all the trouble. Blizzard has a majority sold to Tencent, I believe. And so do a lot of other MMOs. But it's spreading. You want to figure out how to pronounce that? And then find out if it's a bad word to say.
I cannot pronounce it, but it appears to be a minority ethnic group in China.
Ah, yeah. Probably don't want to be recorded saying it. That's really all there is to the story. Is that Tencent? If a company you like is partially owned by Tencent, you should stop liking the company.
All right, so this is what I'm kind of interested in.
Oh man,
Pokemon Go had issues with people
Trespassing.
doing things that they shouldn't have been doing. Like they'd see a Pokemon in someone's backyard and just hop the fence and go chase it. Which is dangerous and a terrible idea.
And you've never played Pokemon Go.
And I've never played Pokemon Go.
They don't run. It's like a GPS geolocation, so it's kind of like geocaching.
Oh, okay.
But you just have to get within...
So you're making fun of my chase, specifically.
Specifically.
Specifically the chasing the Pokemon.
I
Okay.
could just see someone chasing down a virtual Pikachu like, through a neighborhood, just dead sprinting. Come back here!
Get hit by a car.
Yeah, it's like chasing a loose dog or something.
Yeah. Not that you have an experience with that.
Never. So this is crazy cool.
Microsoft's Dreamwalker lets you see VR cities during real-world walks.
GTA IRL.
Oh, no. That's a terrible idea right there.
This is the coolest thing. So, on the left side is well, we'll start playing it. So what they're doing is they're wearing a headset with cameras on it, and it's seeing the real world, and then it's recreating a virtual world, and it's showing like a fairy dust or like a path where they can actually walk. So he's wearing, come on ads, he's wearing a backpack with the VR stuff. We can actually do this. Whee! So his VR, and he's holding a controller, and he has a headset on, obviously. Yeah. So this right side over here is a VR world. And
the left side's an overview, I guess, from the VR world.
Yeah, overhead of the VR world. And we'll see in a second here. It'll change. That's over here.
So he's following the path.
And so he's just walking down a path.
In theory, keeps him, I guess, out of the road.
And then the world just kind of bends with the... But one thing I've also noticed, so here's a camera. So this is what the VR headset sees.
Okay.
We just kind of need to move us for a bit. Boop. And then it's recreating it in VR space.
Gotcha.
So it's like, those are bushes. So it wants to keep you over here. But another cool one is like these arrows. It's like, hey, you should stay following
this general direction.
Yeah. And here's the fairy dots. They're way bigger than fairy dots, but it's the same idea. So even though he'll be walking in the road, you stay within like this group of people. So as long as you're walking in the group of people, you're on the path.
Safe-ish.
Yeah. So you can see how they almost like make lines.
Yeah.
But this is like the coolest thing. So this one's cool over here on this side because it's like a beach walkway. It's not just a blank city.
Whereas it looks like he's walking around a college campus.
Yeah.
On the left side of that image.
Over here. And it's... As long as you remember to follow the dots, theoretically, you won't get hit by a car.
Yeah, that is kind of sketchy, though.
So the big question is, how long would you walk with the VR headset on that guides you before you had to take it off?
Before you had to take it off?
Before you felt uncomfortable?
Nauseous, or just wanted to actually verify that you're where you think you are?
Because like when we play VR sometimes, and like a lot of the haunted games will get me lost if I'm wearing headphones.
Yeah.
Because I can't hear anything, and I'll take it off. I'll get instant sick because I'll take it off, and I thought I was facing a different way.
Yeah.
And it's super nauseating to take off your headphones and take off the headset, and it's like, oh, I'm facing the door, not the window.
In the actual physical
in the physical room, because
room,
you
yeah.
kind of think you know where you are just from turning enough times. Like,
Yeah.
oh, when I put it on, I was facing this way, and I was facing the same way when I took it off. But due to errors on turning, it's not always exact. I don't know how long I could make it.
Yeah.
If I started in the driveway and I tried to walk to your house.
Yeah.
Which is a relatively safe walk.
Yeah. About a mile away, neighborhood roads.
Quiet neighborhood, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be weird. I still haven't seen Ready Player One. Have you seen Ready Player One?
No, I've not. I really don't plan on watching it.
Why not?
Too popular for me.
Too popular for you?
Too popular.
You know who else is popular? Apple. And Tim Cook.
What did he do?
Tim Cook is going to be serving as a chairman at a Chinese business school amid all the Hong Kong outcry.
So, do you think this is tinfoil hatty stuff, or do you think this was planned way before the whole Hong Kong situation blew up super bad?
I
Because
don't know.
I don't think this is one of those things that he just like woke up and was like, I'm gonna send him an email, see if I can start in 3 weeks when the new semester.
This article also mentions Zuckerberg, the CEO of Facebook, saying that he's been on the board in the past. And Cook has been on the board in the past. What board is this talking about?
I don't know, I just saw that as
Yeah.
right before we started streaming, so I thought it was worthwhile putting in that.
Yeah, I'd have to look into it more. All right. On to the less serious topics,
the fun topics,
such
best.
as the memes.
The best memes. Whoa, you're from Imgur this week.
Yeah.
See how I checked the hyperlinks? Make sure you don't switch them on me.
Yeah.
We're doing mine because it's not nearly as funny.
All right. Don't say that yet.
Don't say that yet.
All right, let's see. Tesla cars can now diagnose themselves and pre-order parts if needed. Imagine checking your account to find out your car ordered itself new tires. I'd be sick. There goes $800 or however much tires cost.
Oh, they're probably much more than 800.
On a Tesla? Probably so. Man.
I couldn't remember if I sent that to the group chat or not, but it was too good.
No, you
I had
didn't.
to make sure you see it.
Dang. Meta. Like refers back to itself. Or fixes itself.
So I'm afraid I've already seen this meme just because it's where I can find mine.
I put it there.
Really?
Yeah. Where did I get it from? I don't even remember what it is, to be honest.
Okay. I'm opening it. Wow, it's a teeny tiny baby meme. These captchas are getting out of hand. Select the square with bugs.
Was it last week that we talked about captchas? Or
I
2
think
weeks
so.
ago?
Yeah. I think it was last week.
Yeah.
Spot the bug.
Spot the bug in the code. Click a few of them. Man, that'd be really helpful for my job, though.
I mean, you kind of do that. You just post your code to a forum, and then a 12-year-old will find it for you.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, true. Yeah, I just thought that was funny.
So, did you ever find the bug?
No. I didn't look for nothing in that.
That's pretty good. And we got critiques.
Yes, we got critiques.
Because apparently I don't touch my face anymore.
They were very valid critiques, too.
They were super valid critiques.
You're going to try and open that image? Because I don't know if you can.
Oh, no, but I can copy it. Control. Oh, I can go into Paint.
I'll get a link.
Paste. It's way too late. I'm going to make this awkwardly silent for way too long.
Oh, no, it's fine. There we go. I'll post. Ooh, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. I put the link in the doc.
Oh, I can't get my way to
There
work.
it is.
Is it at the top?
It's underneath the memes.
Right between the two pages. Hey.
See if that works.
Oh, it's going to work. If it's for not found.
Well, that's interesting. Let me try another one. Bear with us.
Bear with us. Wow.
Try and copy and pasting that into your browser bar. It looks terrible. It says like file system something, blah, blah, blah.
Oh.
Yeah. Nope. Rip.
Man, you want to do that on here real fast?
Oh, let me see. It's got to be here, right? I was able to pull other images from here. Oh, maybe that's what the issue was.
We can just read it really loud.
Dogs. Image. Oh, wait. Expand that.
I got it.
Nice.
I saved it to keep and then opened it. So TVL posted.
And we hid their names for privacy. Not because they were bad critiques, because they're actually really valid critiques.
Really, really good critiques. But there were nothing on me or you or the topics or how we talk.
Well, they are kind of on me and you.
I didn't read them, apparently. I just read the headline. So,
What do you mean you read the headline? There's not a headline.
I just read my name. Then I blurted it out. I was like, cool. So, well done. Video work is surprisingly hard. It's not as hard as you think if you don't edit your videos.
Well, there you go.
Editing is the worst part. One thing I suggest would be adding what you talked about in bullet point form to the description so it's searchable in YouTube.
That's us. We just need to do it.
We do. If I didn't put such fake titles, we could just copy and paste the doc.
Yep.
But my titles are so good.
And then the second comment was pretty much the same, and add tags.
Tags, yep.
So tags and descriptions, totally valid, helps people find the videos, and, as someone pointed out, know whether or not they want to watch the video before spending an hour watching it.
So, here's a curious one for you.
I do at least put titles in.
I put the same title in. I just changed the date when I remember.
Yeah.
I show up.
What's the question? Did you say
Do
there's
you
a
ever
question?
watch long form content?
Rarely.
I think we talked about this like 6 months ago.
I'll watch the WAN show occasionally, but not every week. Or occasionally the Joe Rogan podcast.
Okay.
Or listen to the Joe Rogan podcast.
Because like it's normal for me to listen to like 1 or 2 hour YouTube videos every day.
Because you're at work
But
and it's just on in the background.
It's on the background. It's conversation in the background. And that's really what I see this more as is background conversational. Listen to us while you're cooking. Listen to us while you're pooping. Just listen. please.
And sponsor.
Sponsor us, unless you're NordVPN.
You can go ahead and sponsor us. I have NordVPN for what it's worth.
Yeah, give it to him for free. Refund him his $3.
Yes. A month.
Not just 3.
Yeah, not just $3.
1 month on them. They sponsored us for a month. Well, they sponsored you for a month.
Yeah. I think they still have a 70% deal going on. Not sponsored.
So, can I just use your account?
Probably. That'll show them.
Pricing. Oh, it's $350 a month with a 3-year plan.
Yeah.
I'm paying that extra 50 cents.
Yeah, that extra 50 cents. Oh, I'm looking for something else, but I don't see it.
Cool, I'm going to stress you out. Since we're out of topics and we're at an hour and you can't find what you're looking for, it's time to let the people go. Time for them to blossom out of their cocoon, spread their moth wings, fly and score a touchdown. 3-pointer.
Touchdown? A 3-point touchdown? What game are they playing?
They're all in. The goalie's coming in.
I don't see it. Maybe we'll talk about it next
It's
week.
out of the park. That's the end.
And we'll talk about it next week.